I'm Penny Freeman from Rockin' Free Live, and we're here with the Toques. They're a band from Prescott Valley, Arizona. And so let's have you guys introduce yourselves. And we'll start with Brian.
I'm Brian. I play guitar and vocals.
I'm Nick. I play the drums. I'm the little drummer boy. I'm Shannon, and I'm lead vocals and guitar.
I'm Joshua, otherwise known as Jayhawk, and I play the bass.
Love some bass.
Right on. So, your band, the Toques, can you let everybody know what the meaning of it is and how did you come up with the name?
Well, we pretty much the original members met in kitchens, working in kitchens in Prescott. And the toque is a term for French for hat, but it has obviously a double entendre of smoking. So we said we're going to be the Toques. And it just stuck. It's the logo with the guy with the top hat.
And we call him Mr. Q, by the way. That's our logo, our mascot, Mr. Q.
Mr. Q. That'd be kind of cool. You guys need to get like an actual mascot, or
We always
someone
talk
that
about
comes out
somebody
dressed-
walking through the crowd with a giant head
Yeah.
on. You know, we might find
Yeah,
him. If you're out there, let us
that would
know.
be funny. You know,
Can't guarantee money,
maybe
but
do that for
to guarantee you'll get
the Battle of the Bands.
Yeah.
Do
We'll
it for
pay
the
for his
finals.
beers. Yeah.
A little extra perk for the finals, maybe. Find somebody
Sure.
that could do that. That would be
I
cool.
like the
Yeah.
thought.
A little paper mache goes a long way.
It might be surprising to people. It'd be kind of fun. So who are the founding members? Can you give us a little backstory on that?
Yes, the founding members are myself, Joe Thurston, one of the Yarnell 19 that passed away in that tragic fire. Another co-worker named Dave Schreiber was playing bass, and the original singer is named Josh Robinson. And that was probably about 17 years ago.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So I worked with Brian, and in the kitchen, just like he was saying. And I was kind of where I came in was I would always sing around the kitchen. One day he was like, "Hey, you need to be in my band," and I was like, "What do you need, a guitar player?" He's like, "No, I need you to sing." And I'd never sang in a band. I'd never been a singer, and that was really outside of my wheelhouse. And then he gave me some material, and I brought it home, and I just kind of nailed the audition, and it went on from there.
Yep.
Kind of fell in my lap. What year was that?
That was the year Shannon came into the band. It was about 2007. And the original lineup had kind of split. People left jobs.
Mhm.
Joe left to go fight fires. And I think you were hinting, I am the original member. And Shannon is brought on as the man and just killed it. And shortly after that, Josh joined in. And we are the three that have been pretty much 15 years now since lots of things have happened.
Kind of the core.
Wow, that's crazy.
The core of our best years, yeah. Before we went on hiatus.
Yeah. We've had two drummers that have died in this band. Sorry, but
They both.
so when we hired
Wow.
Nick, we told him there was a good chance he might die. And he was
Yeah.
okay with that.
Actually, I'm the one that
Oh.
He was okay with it.
we actually might change the name of the band to the Deadbeats.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Only if Nick dies.
No,
That's
we're
messed
gonna keep this one. He took insurance out on everything. He's up to
Maybe
interesting fact, though. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Nick is a good luck charm.
Absolutely.
Maybe Nick will be a little good luck.
He has really actually
There are
revived.
times a charm.
He has revived us old guys and gotten us actually very well. I feel this is the best version of the Toque.
It is.
100%.
What's neat is that these old men have watched him grow up, and he actually he actually was a fan of the band, getting into the bar probably before he should have been able to.
I was pretty damn
Yeah, he was always a big fan of ours, and then like full circle, he wound up introducing himself. His father's a drummer, and he's got a drummer. And so we watched him grow over the years and become a really great drummer. And we thought, man, that it just fits.
watching me grow.
It just fits.
Watching this boy grow.
Watch him grow.
I was a fan of these guys, and it's just it was a bar play. I'd go in and out of the bars and check out all the local music. And I actually met Josh first. One of my first jobs when I moved here was working at Safeway here in Prescott Valley, and I made this gentleman a sandwich. And we were talking music, and he's like, "Yeah, man, come check us out. We're playing Drunken Last this weekend." And so I did, and I met the rest of the band. I met the former drummer Ian. Rest in peace, Ian.
Yes.
And I was just a really big fan of these guys. I really enjoyed their music, and from being a fan to now being in the band, 9 years later, we started getting together and jamming. I'm very grateful.
I know it was a good feeling when he came in. Like it felt like he was coming home,
Actually, after Ian passed away 10 years ago, Nick had tried out, but I think the wounds were still too fresh for us three, and it just wasn't. And there was a little 10-year hiatus between us and Josh hanging out and jamming again. Me and Shannon went on to do a couple bands. Josh went on to do a couple great bands. And then we just kind of came together about 3 years ago organically, and it's been amazing. I love it.
Yeah, the time was right.
Yeah. Wow. So Ian was the drummer before Nick, and then who was the other one?
The other one was
Who
Joe
was the
Thurston.
other one?
Joe Thurston. He was one of the 19. Yeah, he was one of the 19 firefighters. Yeah.
Rest in peace, Joe.
Yeah.
Maybe
We got a little memorial.
explain
Actually,
that.
behind our thing here, we have a memorial too. You can't see it right now, but it says Joe Big Daddy Thurston back there somewhere.
Maybe explain what the 19 firefighters are, because some people may not even know what that's referring to.
The Yarnell 19.
I mean, I know, but
Yeah. Well, they passed away in a tragic fire up in Yarnell and Prescott. They made a movie after it.
Yeah, it was national news.
It was huge.
yeah.
I remember getting a phone call at work from Shannon. That was actually about Ian, but my wife is best friends with Joe's widow. So my wife Nisha called me one night and said, "Hey, have you heard about this fire?" I'm like, "No." She's like, "I think Joe's fighting it, but I heard there were some tragedies," and I didn't think anything of it. I had to go to work early one morning, so whatever. And then Nisha called back and said, "I think you need to turn on the news."
Yeah.
And
I definitely suggest watching the movie. It'll tell you guys all about it.
we haven't watched.
Yeah, I've
the
been
movie in a
looking
while.
for the movie. Huh?
I'm at a loss for its name now. But
Yeah, it's not the Yarnell.
It's not hard to find.
But it's about the Prescott fire. I mean, you can Google it. And
Yeah. Yeah, I've been wanting to see it, and I never did know what it was called or how to find it, because I thought it went to the movie theater just for a brief time
A lot
or
of
something.
people here wear the shirt, like the in memorial shirt, and it was funny because
Mhm.
it was shortly after it happened. I was literally in the Miami airport, and someone saw my shirt and said, "Oh my God, I love your shirt. I know about that." And it was national news, and I was like, "Yeah, that's my bro." Yeah.
I remember I did get one of those shirts too, because it was like part of a fundraiser or something.
yeah,
I think I don't remember. I don't even know if I still have the shirt or not.
it hit really
I
home
did.
with us because Shannon and I worked with Joe, and then we were in a band after work. We'd come here and jam.
Yeah.
It was. We were a family for
Yeah.
5 years. You know.
Yeah, that was such a terrible.
And of course,
thing.
all of our kids have grown up together too. Like his.
Yeah. But yeah, actually, my wife right now is down with his widow and one of Joe's sons at a concert in Phoenix. That was true.
Oh wow, man. So
So the loss of brotherhood for these guys, obviously, hit again with Ian back in 2013.
Yeah.
And like they said, you know, they were thinking about auditioning for a new drummer, and it just the wounds were not healed, and that's when the hiatus began
Yeah.
with the Toques, and
That,
we all
that
went our
takes some
separate ways.
time. I mean, especially when you lose 2 drummers.
Yeah, Shannon and I had discussed whether it was ever going to be the Toques again, but we started talking to Josh and Nick, and it just we came together on a couple rehearsals. It took a couple to really kind of like open up that wound.
Yeah, Josh and I were like roommates back in the day, and like I gotta say, like I've always usually either been married or one girl thing. There was a portion of my life where I was willy-nilly. Josh was like the best roommate you could ever ask for. Like we did nothing but write music. A lot of stuff came out of that, and so to reunite with Josh too after all this thing, the night that Ian died, everything kind of imploded, and so we all kind of had to make peace with that, and like becoming like getting back with Josh. Brian and I are inseparable. People call us, you know, wives and disgruntled lovers, whatever they want to fucking label us. But it's all true. But
Wives.
fucking
We always joke we were separated
being
at birth.
being able to be back around Josh was like a super reward for me. It was a huge deal for me. It's like super solid.
Mm.
One of the most important people in my life. Like, you know, in that period where you're transitioning, doing something different.
Yeah. So obviously, I don't have to ask where you're located at because you're based in Prescott Valley.
Yeah, we haven't come up with the gang sign.
The
for it yet.
biscuit.
We don't know how to do that yet.
Yeah, we're not good on gang
PP?
signs yet. We're getting there.
Be like this.
PB's getting there. Used to be a peaceful little place up
You know.
and it's they're infiltrating, but
I love
See
it up there. I
That
wish-
one part of the week, man, it's get pretty bad.
Hopefully
You're
one
right.
day I'll be moving up that way, so then we'll be neighbors. So that'll be fun.
Well, if you
Bring a music scene with you because that's why we are jamming with you.
Come up here and start a venue.
yeah, we need more. We need more.
I
places to play.
wish.
Preston definitely
I
needs.
wish.
If you don't have 3 hours of cover music, you're not going to play in this town. So
I was going to ask about that. What the
Yeah, well,
what the music scene is
so
like
we have
there.
the option. We have the option of playing a couple bars that really have no substantial stage. Everybody's gone by the wayside, kind of left music behind, you know, for other endeavors. Like the bars they figure out they can make more money playing pool and poker than they can with a band, and they get rid of the stage. Or another place wants to be trendy, and they start making it like a super high-end cocktail. The Sundance is anybody down there in the valley that ever knew a good Sundance show. That was the place to play, and it was a piss poor dive bar that was an amazing place to play, and you could house a lot of people there, and it was
they gave so many
awesome.
bands, like little punk bands, starts. Like, hey, you got a punk rock band? Do your first show here.
Yeah.
It was the
It was
way it's
amazing.
supposed to be.
And even after that, for a short stint, it was a place called Scotty's, and we played them all, drunken laughs. Now they're all turned into a DJ bar or a cocktail bar or something that's just more money motivating. So we got to figure out how to make proprietors in this city make money at having a rock and roll venue. I know it's possible.
Yeah.
Brian and I are obviously we told you we're in the culinary industry. We know that aspect of it. You gotta attach it to
Well, you know, our dream is if we could, we would open up a venue, and of course we would call it Rock and Free. But just don't have the.
Hey,
I just
we-
don't
I
have
mean,
the
we
way
used to
to
have-
do
I
it.
just coined that, but that's me. That's me. TM.
yeah, we used to have our version of CBGBs here, and now it's just fucking,
Mm.
DJ bar.
What about the Den? I heard there was like a place up there called the Den. I guess it closed down. Was that up there? Have you ever heard of it?
Yes, it did close down. Yeah. Yeah. But it wasn't your normal place. It wasn't on the row. It didn't serve alcohol.
Oh,
It wasn't, it was like an underage
It
bar.
wasn't a, it wasn't a legitimate.
oh, gotcha.
We've had a
And then
few
what about
entries that
Tony?
tried, but
Tony's 2 or something like that? You ever been there?
We played there many times.
Yeah, they used to actually. So
Okay.
Tony's 2 had an actual stage, and it was a good stage, and it drew people. And then they opted to,
A young man with
and so basically, in a nutshell, Prescott Valley has kind of lost all of its flavor, where we were kind of starting to pick up pace, and then so that's why you see us more in the valley.
Mm-hmm.
Tony, the owner of the bar, in the
Yeah.
best sense, built like a old downstage, and we played in there. The sound isn't the greatest quality.
you just gotta bring your own.
Yeah, you got to bring your own equipment, do your own sound. It's kind of a hassle.
We kind of
I-
at this point that if we're not going to be able to play on a stage, it's really not worth it. So we kind of want to go do the fun stuff instead of playing at your dad's barbecue.
Well-
Being a sound technician and trying to be a musician at the same time.
We don't have a blues bar here. We really need one.
Right. Yeah, I've been to the Tony's 2 bar before. I went there to see a couple bands play that were, that drove up there. So we went up there for the weekend and
When was that?
and I didn't, oh gosh, it was probably about 4 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, so you saw the real
And,
stage. Yeah, you saw the actual stage.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I wasn't
that's all
really
gone.
that impressed
That's
with
all
it.
gone.
Oh,
That's all
really?
gone. Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
gone.
I didn't like the setup anyway. It was just kind of weird.
Yeah.
It was separate from the rest. It's like, so if anybody really wanted to go to see the band, it's like there really wasn't, I don't know. I just didn't feel, it just didn't have that vibe.
Well, not to
For
dog
it.
on Tony and his establishment, but I think that if he had some really nice sound equipment,
Yeah.
then it could work.
You do have to provide your own sound there. That is, as you know,
Yeah.
the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
That's a really
Because
hard-
bands
Yeah,
just want to
I-
play.
And we just want to play.
Yeah.
They don't have to worry about it, bringing their own sound.
When we come down there, we have a sound person. It's
Who's awesome.
usually pretty adept. Well, at the blues,
The blues, your sound
she's
girl
been
is
amazing.
the fucking best.
She is awesome.
Yeah, we're all in love with her.
Very professional.
Yeah. Paige is awesome.
Shout out if you're watching this interview.
Paige.
But
Yeah.
anyway, it's a better vibe. It's a better experience, and the trip is actually worth it when you go in your own hometown and it's just a nightmare. So
Yeah. Well, as far as venues go, I have to say the blues right now is probably my favorite. And we have a good connection with everybody there, so it works out really well for us. And especially like doing the challenge there. We've done the Battle of the Bands there for probably about 3 years now.
Oh,
And
wow.
so yeah, so it's been really good, and the owner's really good to us and stuff.
We've had the
So,
greatest
yeah, I
experience
like
there.
it.
Really do.
I
It's a
think
cool
if they
vibe
had-
of people.
Yeah, if they had better lights, I'd like to see you guys compete.
Speaking
But
of
I'm
that,
not gonna tell you what it is yet.
we are
Yeah,
some of those bands are fucking cool. They're very different.
yeah,
You put together a lineup that's pretty cool. Curfew, the costume changes, awesome. You know what I mean? She can
Mhm.
fucking sing.
hmm
And Rat Trap, that's their name, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Is it always like all the members on stage?
Do what?
The Rat Trap, the other
They
band.
always have like
Yeah.
15,000 people.
Do they?
I know. They didn't for Skullfest. They played Skullfest. They think they had like 5.
Okay,
Right,
well they're
people.
fucking
I don't
good.
know
They're,
that.
they're tight. And that's,
like
that's
that.
heavy and cool.
We like unique and
Chaotic
chaotic.
ring energy.
And of course, 1134. I mean,
Shout
they
out 1134.
are ridiculously tight, and
We like those guys. Nice guys.
Yeah.
Too, man. Nice.
they're fucking cool.
I think it's going to be a really good finals show. And I know I'm very anxious about it because it's like I have no control over any of it. It's all up to the judges, and the fact that the judges for the finals are going to be all the ones that actually sponsored prizes for this challenge. So, of course,
Okay.
They've all
Kaiju
been amazing.
Studios.
They've all been amazing, and you know what? I think we've all made like new friends over this whole endeavor. Like it's been really cool. Like I'm talking to all kinds of new people that I've never talked to before. And it's been
Oh,
a really
yeah.
great experience for us.
Why, even with like Kaiju Studios, how we actually got the whole prize thing with the recordings was because of Tommy Gibbons.
Tommy,
Actually
we
at
played
the
a show
time
with
he
him.
was.
Yeah, we played with him. Yeah,
Did
Sounds
you?
that way.
He
Yeah, me and
actually
Shannon's
had
other
us.
band. Shannon and I's other band,
Space
Space
Driver.
Driver, played a show with Tommy Gibbons.
And
Which Zed was in. Zed right here. Zed.
and Zed.
Zed was in that band.
That was a hand of Space Driver right there. That was
Yeah.
straight from Mars.
Tommy, he actually had a studio. It was called KMS Studios at the time. So he offered to do like 3 free songs to the winner, and that was kind of how that started. And so then the next time we wanted to do it again, I asked him if he was still interested in donating and sponsoring or whatever, and he's like, heck yeah, which actually helped him build his business
Yeah,
to
that
get
motherfucker
more
can play guitar.
recordings. Yeah, he can.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how it all started was that. And then so this last time he was like, "Okay, I'm going to do a whole album for the winner."
Okay.
And so I was like, "Are you serious?" And he's like, "Yeah." So that's a freaking heck of a prize right there.
We're looking
You're
forward
looking
to
at like $3,000 worth of recordings, to do a full album. Plus,
That's awesome.
and now he's got Anthony Soto working with him. So now that's where with him they partnered up, and they changed the name to Kaiju Studios.
Who's
And
Anthony
then
Soto?
he's actually the lead singer in Menace Mary.
Okay.
And they're in that band together.
Okay.
They've been playing out a lot. So yeah, and Tommy swore he was never going to be in a band again. He was just going to focus on recording, and then boom, there you go. He's in a band with in Menace Mary, and so he's doing that, and them two partnered up, and now they're going to be. So they'll both be judging, and then you got Morgan Searche, who is promoter for DNR Booking, and she's her contribution was under the what's the name of it? So, something socials, but that was part of the price package. It was like some promo package, whatever. And same thing with Rat Poison Records, which is actually Arsenic Kitchen. They formed that. Blake did. He's the guitar player from Arsenic Kitchen. And so yeah, it's kind of cool because
We've been checking them
everybody's
out. The
kind of
Arsenic
king.
Kitchen's like really a lot
Yeah,
of
they
talk
were.
about them lately. Yeah.
That's a cool fucking name too. That's a fucking awesome name.
Yeah. And they went through Battle of the Bands twice. The first time they lost. The second time they wanted to compete again, and then they won. They ended up winning.
Why do you think
And,
we're so big fans of theirs?
and
Hey
then,
man, we're on
and
your
then,
path, bro. Let's play together one time.
yes.
Shout out to Arsenic
And
Kitchen, man.
Morgan came from the X's. She was I think one of the founding members of the X's, and they won the last battle that we had done. So it's like kind of interesting how everybody kind of comes back, and we ended up kind of working together. You know what I mean? It's like you build this I don't know, community, partnership and help each other out to help everybody grow, you know? So it's a team effort. And so with you guys being in Prescott, I think it'll help too, having these connections, and then learn from, especially like Arsenic Kitchen. Those guys are, oh my God, they're killing it right now. And
Yeah.
Getting out there, promoting the heck out of themselves, and touring, you know, booking their own tours and stuff, going out of state and doing all that. So yes, talk to them. And you know, like, who inspired you to play music, and what's your vision for your band? Obviously, we already know what your vision is. You want to tour, you want to get out more, right?
Well, my personal inspiration for music, and we can just go down the line, but pretty much my brother had the 1984 Van Halen album on record. I played it, and when I was about 12, and that was it. I was like, okay, this is what I need to play. So that was my David Lee Roth is, in my eye, the greatest frontman of all time. And I fucking love the guy.
Well, if we're going down the line, I grew up with a household of musicians. My oldest brother, Bran, he was always in marching band and did his thing in high school. He's like 9 years older than me. But my parents, my mother played the flute, electric flute,
Hey,
and she had met my
I
dad in
did
high school.
too.
Oh no, how cool. And she met my father in high school in Albuquerque, and he was the drummer. And believe it or not, growing up, I always had the love and passion for music, but I never played drums until my parents separated. And I actually moved up to Montana, and I think I was 11 years old, and it was like a completely new world for me. And I had never fucked around with my dad's kit, never had any interest other than just finger tapping on anything I can get my fingers on, drumming on anything. And it just came to me. I wanted to play drums one day. And so I started playing drums at the age of 11 down up in Montana. And ever since then, I've always wanted to be in a band. I played in several bands ever since. But I think listening to Zeppelin with my father as a child and listening to John Bonham do his thing, that was my biggest inspiration at the time. Well, that's all I got there. For me, I didn't have brothers and sisters. I grew up with a household full of instruments. My dad was a lot like myself, where he could pretty much play whatever. If it made noise, we could make a song. You know what I mean? So I played cello, viola, all the stuff through orchestra, and then I was also in a band. I played marching band, so drum corps and marching band. Played guitar since I was little. It was really my first instrument. My dad played banjo, and so like bluegrass was a huge influence to me. Still is. Matter of fact, now I'm kind of revisiting it a lot more. We're practicing for a Christmas show right now. That my main focus is really on the mandolin and like playing mandolin a lot. So that's it's really actually neat because it's something different for a while. But yeah, I'm kind of the hippie that when he gets into a band, plays metal music. Because I'm really at heart a bluegrass hippie kind of dude, and when you put a guitar in my hand, I want to go fast. I want to go too fast sometimes, and they'll tell you that. But yeah, I just I love that hard release of power. It's amazing, and then I like to be beautiful at the same time. So it's like, look, that sounded libby as fuck. It's not my style. Anyway, yeah, hippie that plays metal music. That's my kind of claim.
All right.
Oh, Josh. Jayhawk.
Hey. I'm an anomaly. I'm the first musician out of my family. Nobody knows why. I have no background in it. And I used to scream and yell in a a group of kids, a band in high school. They asked me to join this punk rock band because I would scream punk rock lyrics running down the halls of the high school I went to. And then, we did Black Flag covers and Sex Pistols and stuff. And it was really bad. And the bass player moved away, and I was handed this guitarist's father's 68 P bass. We had no idea it was worth a ton of money. But anyway, he hands this thing to me and like, you got to play bass now. So I kind of went with that. It took a couple of years for it to really sink in. And then I just got this urge to start playing a lot of music, and probably around 19, 20 years old. And I think about 21, I was playing in a post-punk band, like Fugazi, like the post-punk thing was big underground in Tucson. And I played a couple of shows, really bad, a really nice stage down in Tucson, but we were not ready for it. But that's where the taste came from. And I've been pretty much in a band ever since. And just, each one has taught me something different about my instrument, which I never really knew how to play. I've just been doing it as I go.
He's just being
what I can,
He's amazing.
Yeah. Me and Josh grew up doing a lot of hardcore punk music. And these guys are kind of jammy, hippie guys. And it just blends when we make music together.
I want to add that on the personal note too.
Nice.
I was never trained myself. I mean, I never got any lessons. Yeah, it was probably hereditary from my parents, especially my dad being a drummer, but I never took any time to learn it when I was around him. And I never took any lessons. It was just all natural. I just felt it. And even to this
Wow.
day,
That's
your brain, I
That's
think your
cool.
brain either works that way or it doesn't. Like you either
Yeah.
understand it.
yeah. Ooh, that was a good one. So what about like who writes your music? And so tell us about your like the creative process and all that and
Mr.
writing.
Q. Mr.
He's
Q,
that guy.
right?
Yeah, it's all the guy in the top hat. He pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
No, the recipe is gone. I write a riff. Shannon writes vocals. Everybody else adds their part, and it turns into an amazing song. That is literally the formula.
Sweet.
Pretty
Our
much it.
first chorus,
In a nutshell.
first chorus, we all come together. Maybe this would be cool. Maybe this would be cool, and then we're like, "Hey, it's cool now."
But once in a while, we'll write something that's a little more technical than usual, and we're like, "Whoa, look at what we did! We're goddamn fucking Dream Theater."
Yeah,
That's right, but we're not. And we really get formula.
we get scared to play that on stage. We're like, "Fuck that song!"
I hate that song. And then of course everyone's like, "Are you gonna play that song?" It's like it just has to fall in place. It has to be right. It has to usually have to say something. On my end, it has to be about something. You either have to piss me off, getting at where I write a song about you, or it has to be about an experience that we've encountered or that we feel it's worthy of talking about. Really, because a lot of music, they don't talk about shit. It's just like
Yeah.
nonsense, and so we don't we're already nonsensical enough. We don't want to be that way, so we actually want to sing about something, talk about something that means something.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was looking
Generally.
for, like what kind of inspires you, because or like inspires the lyrics of the songs, and it's funny because the other day I heard Girls, Girls, Girls by Motley Crue, and I was actually listening to the lyrics and I'm like, those were so corny.
Yeah, it is.
It's like
It's like
all
filler.
it was just like rhyming words, and it just like really made no sense.
A catchy riff.
And that's why I
can be a
think
catchy riff with something.
These guys know Motley Crue
Yeah.
is my least favorite band of all time. My least favorite band of
Well,
all time.
it's
Motley
just
Crue.
Performance, yeah.
funny because that's how it was back in the 80s. It's like no
Yeah.
one really wrote music that told a story, and I think that's and people
We
make
like
fun
to
of me
talk
because
about
I
something.
always
Favorite band of all
I
time
like-
is Alice in Chains.
That is my favorite band.
Alice in Chains.
Let's talk about something.
Absolutely.
Let's
Well,
The best band of all time.
my favorite band was Bon Jovi, And
Wow.
the reason
I was out of
why,
luck, but I can respect that.
The times were
well,
the
you know,
time.
and that's what I say. People
That guy can write a
would
good
make fun of
song.
me, but everybody, if you ask anybody that I knew from my past, like from like 8th grade on, they would be like, the one thing that reminds them the most about me is that my love for Bon Jovi.
Where'd you grow up?
Because everything was Bon Jovi.
I'll tell
Here
you one thing
in,
about Bon Jovi. I went to see Skid Row as an opener, specifically to see Skid Row. And I stayed for Bon
Was
Jovi, and I'm glad I did because that was one of the best productions I've ever seen. Like they
Yeah,
bro,
was it
it was where they walked around on the
yeah, the
catwalk all
catwalk.
the way around, and like
That
he
was
was
at
right
the
there.
Coliseum.
Sam Boris, like going, ah, and I'm like, whoa, I'm glad I stayed. Yeah.
My first concert was the New Jersey album, and it was out at Compton Terrace, with Skid Row. Skid Row opened up for him.
That's probably
And
an amazing show.
anyway, it was, and you
I
know
fucking
the
I
thing.
want to go to that show right now.
But the reason why I loved Bon Jovi is because of the lyrics and the song. They told a story, and
He
it's
did.
like you
He's a
can
very
relate
good
to it.
lyricist. He's a very good, like, they know how to write a fucking hit.
Yeah, and so that was why I was a big fan of them.
Hey, Bon Jovi, what have you done lately? Just checking
It
in.
doesn't matter. He can act now. He can act.
We're just checking in.
Just let us know.
Yeah, if you got any
I
work
wouldn't. I
for us.
wouldn't give him that much. I don't think he's a great actor.
I loved him in
yeah.
Homegrown. He was good in Homegrown.
Did I see that one?
Remember that movie, Homegrown?
I don't remember. Was that the one where he was an
Pot thrower.
abusive husband?
He was a pot dealer.
Huh?
Bon Jovi?
Bon Jovi was a
Oh.
pot dealer in that movie.
I like
Homegrown.
it better now.
Nope, I didn't see that.
All of
one.
a sudden,
Good one. Look it up. Homegrown with Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
I gotta write it down.
He's a good
Homegrown.
drug dealer, man.
I've heard of it.
did he get busted?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the end, he really doesn't. Everybody just walks away.
Oh, that's good.
Good movie. Homegrown.
But on
Wow.
you, yeah.
I think it's got Ryan.
Oh,
Jay in it.
that's his. I just now realized DJ. Sorry.
Yeah, we got sidetracked. It happens a lot.
All right.
All right. Okay. Next.
Moving.
All right. All right. So let's talk about your performance. So, like, how do you guys handle mistakes during a performance? And
Not well. Sorry.
like, what kinds of mistakes or like embarrassing things that have happened that
We try to laugh it off. We look at each other and go, fuck.
Brian said earlier, honestly, Brian said earlier that this is the best. The best of the Toques is what you're looking at right now. It's for the four horsemen here.
Mhm.
That's real. In the past, and in different endeavors, different bands, Sculptera, Space Driver, there have been members where mistakes were uncomfortable and maybe like close to fisticuffs. And okay, so when this group right here knows how to work through that better than most. It may not be fun, and we may not be the only ones that saw it, but we worked through it the best in this group. I do believe, because I've seen some shitty stuff.
You got power through the song with the light.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Love is the only way out.
Love is the only way out.
Cool.
We'd like to fly off.
Yeah, I'm like, if you had any mistakes, I would have never even noticed them. You know, I mean, people always be like, "Man, I screwed up," and I'm like, I didn't even notice. You know,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
sometimes that's
I just
good.
think
You know,
handle it a lot better than I've seen other circumstances where it's been. It throws off the show. You can get over it better than that, and I think that's a real credit to this unit.
You can't have any hate for each other when you're playing a song on stage. We're
Yeah.
we're gonna power through that mistake.
We all go to each other.
It is how you play it off, though, and sometimes we do, sometimes we don't.
yeah, you can't. You can't go Jane's Addiction on stage, man. It
No,
just doesn't
No,
work.
exactly.
So,
No, no, no.
I would have liked to see that.
That, yeah, and that's uncomfortable, and that's
Because
unfortunate.
I'm a very big James Addiction.
A lot of you got to think about all the other people that went into that show
Mhm.
that actually had to do it. I mean, we're talking about the guy that sweeps the floor, all the way to the guy that sells the tickets, all the way to the guy that promotes the show, the band, the crew. I mean, that's that.
Yeah, and you
That's
guys should think about that too. One mistake
Yeah,
can affect everybody in the production. And
We
no
just-
matter where you are, what level you are,
yeah.
it goes a long way. It goes beyond your own.
I buy in $100 car
and
it goes to with $50 a gear. Wait, how's that worth? Like, oh no, no,
I don't know if
the
the
guy
analogy was good, but
seriously, the guy with
we're gonna keep rolling.
Guy with $5,000
yeah,
What do you consider your
$100
greatest strengths
That's it.
are?
to get paid.
What's that again, Penny?
What do you consider your greatest strengths together as a band? Or as an individual?
Hard question.
Yeah, there you go, brotherhood.
love
Absolutely.
is first.
Well, apparently it's not that hard for me or them.
Hatred and love.
Yeah,
Uh,
I tend to dwell in more angry side.
No, it's first of all, it's brotherhood. You got to be with the right group of people to do the right thing. It doesn't come out right if there's stress. We've learned that lesson. That we just talked about that. So, that's first of all for me.
Let's play our songs, man. We know what they
Be
sound.
yourself.
They know they sound. We know they sound cool. We wrote them. It's all good.
Be yourself. Don't try to be something you're not. Be yourself. It comes out best.
You gotta admit, Penny,
All right,
those
so-
songs are pretty. The songs are pretty original sounding, though, huh?
I love it.
Yeah.
I think you guys are awesome. I'm like,
Thank you.
man, I don't even know what to say really. I'm kind of at a loss for words because now you kind of put me on the spot. But
No, I just want to know, about the, obviously they sound
'cause
cool.
I-
They sound
you
cool.
know-
If they sound cool to the person that wrote them, they're gonna be cool. You know what I mean?
Well, I had never even seen you guys. I had seen Josh in a different band. He came down, and then we were talking that night about the
That's
Battle
legit.
of the Bands, and then that's kind of like how
That was Anfest, huh?
I found out about.
No, Josh and I played
No.
a show down.
No, we jumped on a show. She had an emergency.
It was at the Blues.
It was at the Blues.
I don't remember what it
some bands bailed out on you, I think, and you had us and another band join in on short notice. I believe.
Yeah, I can't remember what the situation was, but I remember you saying that you were in another band, and you would really like them, and so that was kind of, I think, how you
that's
all
the
ended
money
up in the
here.
Battle of the Bands.
Hey, Jay Hahn, old
Yeah.
buddy, old pal.
So, and now I'm a huge fan of the Toques because I liked you guys the first time I saw you, but then it's like every time I've seen you since, it's like, oh my God, you guys, and especially the last show that y'all did was
Thank you.
incredible.
It
And
was
I was
fun.
just like, everybody
It's a lot
was
of
like,
fun.
oh my God, who are those guys? And I'm like, coming
We're just
back
gonna-
and see them in the finals. That's why I had to let you, I was like,
The
I
boys
have to
from
move
up
you guys
north.
on.
Yeah, we
You
appreciate
know,
that.
I was
Thank
like,
you.
I'm making the call on that one. You guys are going to the redemption round, and so that's
And
kind of,
The competition, we are 4 different sounding bands. It's gonna be a great show regardless. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
They're all so
Every
different.
band is different. Every band brings something different to the table. It's a cool fucking show if you're gonna catch it.
I think
rock
Yeah.
and roll.
I think we've gained a lot
Yes.
out of this whole experience, and if nothing else, if we can make a connection that makes our town better, like if we don't have to travel 100 miles to do a cool show, and maybe it inspires something up here where, that'd be great for our community too, which is growing like leaps and bounds, like quickly. So a little too quickly for us, but
Mm-hmm.
it would be cool to have
Yeah.
inspire a good
So
stage up here.
Being in this challenge, how do you feel like that it's helped your band grow overall with performance and stage presence?
Well, what I've seen, we've been paying attention to what makes everything work in this competition. And we listen to everybody.
Listen to the comments.
Listen to the comments. We learn how to, in our own, come to the show more professionally each time by paying attention to what was going on and what our downfalls were for the last show. We're a lot faster in our breakdowns and our setups, and we're looking like we know what we're doing a lot more than when we first got started.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And I think we
definitely,
thought
I
we thought we
definitely,
were doing. We thought we knew what we were doing before, but
Yeah, it made us tighten the ship. I can say
a
that.
little better now.
I think you guys took a lot of the constructive advice.
Absolutely.
And definitely it shows because you guys have come back with a vengeance, and I think it's going to be a tough competition on the
Yeah,
21st
the
of
one
December.
hard. Yeah, it hit us hard. We're like, oh, we got a second chance.
You're gonna go.
Let's go do this. Let's do this. You know, we've learned how to recover from all this really well too, and just make it look like nothing ever happened. That was
Exactly it. And I tell the
Yeah.
boys too, so like, come on guys, do our thing. Just like band rehearsal. You know, have fun, be yourself. We sound amazing here in the studio, here at the house in the garage, and we have fun. We're not nervous. And that's the way that I
Yeah.
think about every show that I play. You know, there's just no nerves with me personally. I would love to bring everybody into this base right here. I need to work on my punctuality maybe a little bit. Show up instead of just last minute nicking it, just like I always do. Maybe get to the fucking venue half an hour early one time. But other than that, I mean,
Yeah, Nick, you need to be there by 6 o'clock.
yeah.
That's
I
what
had to be
I used to
tricked
tell my
about what
friends if
time
I
our
meet
set
up.
is. And
What'd you say, Penny?
yeah, sorry, Penny.
Oh, I just say, whenever I would meet up with friends or something, and I always, if I know that they're like always late, I always tell them like a half hour before the time. That way they show up
We
on
can't
time
control
because
this.
I can't control me.
Nick's
I'm
a
always
wild
like
animal.
15 minutes early.
He's a wild animal. He doesn't
Yeah.
have time.
It's irrelevant.
He just stares at the sun.
Get with it, Nick.
That's where he knows where he's got to be. All right,
Man, we have
So what is
all-night-
what is the biggest challenge that you have faced in this band?
Yeah, overcoming. For me, overcoming members that have passed away.
having to restart.
Yeah.
Having to restart. That's great. That's great.
Having to start over, or do you start over, or what do we do now? Yeah.
I kind of felt like that was going to be the answer that you were going to give.
I
just
think
felt
Brian
it.
said earlier that it was like 17 years total for this
Mhm.
the entire endeavor, and so that I think that in itself speaks volumes. Like, I guess it's your passion, you know, what you do, what you're built to do. Trust me, I didn't choose it. And I'm not going to say it chose me. I'm just going to say I'm built for one thing. I think we all are.
I'm built for a couple more, but that's okay.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go a little bit outside of the music. What do you guys like to do, like for hobbies and like do you guys hang out together?
Never.
Or
No.
Once a week is enough. Hey, smell.
We're all very busy men.
We do keep busy, that's for damn sure. We all work. It's a blessing to get together and hang out as a unit that we never get to.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard. Our schedules are all
So-
over the fucking place.
so rehearsal is hanging out.
What are you saying?
I said your rehearsal is your hanging out.
Yes.
That's right, Mike. Shannon builds anything you want with his fucking hand. Nick will play some pool and darts, and for some money, only you can give up though. Don't take
I
the
got
money. All right.
Brian's a master.
I bake bread
the most
Do
masterful,
what?
I bake bread.
the most masterful delicacies you ever saw on the culinary, like on the bread side, like ooh.
I promised snacks tonight, but
Ah.
I fucking that failed because I don't intend to build them.
He's discounting himself because he's also an amazing chef. Like he's knows his.
Yeah. Oh, you like this? Yeah, got that here. So, like,
So what is your jobs? What do you guys do for work? So
bake.
you're a chef, you're a
Yep, I bake
baker.
bread.
I do remodeling and I build homes. I do many trades, primarily framing, tile, backbreaking work, flooring. I work my ass off. I'm a subcontractor and it's kind of cool.
That's good to know. Good to know.
And much like Brian,
Right on.
I'm a paper culinary guy that broke free from it, and now I work with Ace Corporation, and I work in the warehouse here, like the distribution center.
They took the chains off you.
Okay.
Yeah, I could actually like make more money doing that than what I went to school for. So go figure.
Mhm.
I am
So,
air conditioning or HVAC installations technician.
Yeah, that's good.
Keeping
Right
you
on.
cool, keeping you hot, whatever time of year it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I like knowing what other people do, like outside of playing in a band. You know,
How
what
about you,
makes
Penny, outside of,
Yeah, Penny, what do you do?
what do I do?
Yeah, we're interviewing you.
Well, I am now retired. I retired
Jealous.
5
That's
years
me.
ago.
From what?
Yeah. I was a corrections officer.
Wow.
for 20 years.
Yeah.
That is fucking awesome.
Look at you.
They even gotta have some awful stories.
I thought you were familiar looking.
Yeah, you.
I'm like,
I would love to hear. Yeah,
I'm
I would
always
love to hear a
afraid
story.
to say because there's a lot of people don't like corrections
Oh, dude,
officers.
I
Any
think it's
type of law
amazing.
enforcement.
Somebody's got to put those assholes back in line.
I didn't say
Yeah.
I
Well,
never said, dude, I would love to be a corrections officer. It would be
horrible. Somebody got cut. Somebody got cut.
Penny, we gotta
Well,
have a talk.
you know,
Also, I
you-
was in the mental health field for 5.5 years, and it wasn't physically
Oh, really?
laboring at all, but it was very mentally laboring, and it was very interesting. And to go from that to framing houses and taking a $15,000 a year pay cut, it was the most rewarding thing I'd ever experienced. And my back has been breaking ever since. You know, being the drummer guy, you know, hauling all that gear around and still doing mostly
Yeah.
framing. Boy,
He loves all that gear.
Yeah, it's hard
Yeah.
work.
I do. Yeah, I tear it down, load it up,
It's a
drive.
very it's a
Okay.
it's a
Okay,
very
so let's get back-
stressful environment to work in, I'll tell you that. And especially those with mental health issues.
Oh,
It's a
yeah, yeah. I
challenge for
have so much
sure.
respect for
Anybody that's
Brian-
using this
Brian-
in life, it's crazy to think that
You
a
what?
lot of these people have no control over their minds, you know, and it's
Yeah.
I'm a very
Oh my
big
gosh.
advocate with mental health, and I understand that to
Yeah.
me is one of our only freedoms as an individual and human being is to have control of our own thoughts, the way that we react to things,
Yeah.
and being in mental health and seeing these people that have no control over their thoughts. It's sad. It's
hmm
freedom that they're stripped of.
That was close.
Any upcoming shows and you want to talk
After night.
about that?
Prescott.
Yeah, After Night. We're gonna do After Night. It's downtown Prescott. It's in the courthouse square. It's by invitation, and we're lucky enough to do it in the same spot 2 years in a row. It's underneath the St. Michael's at Grandma's Bakery, where I bake bread. That's true. Some of the best stuff you'll find over here.
Okay.
And listen, it's an intimate, fun little show. It's all acoustic. And we have a couple other
Yeah.
surprises too.
And
Every
what date is this?
this is
What?
You want a history on this?
December 13th.
13.
Explain to them
Okay.
what Hacker Night is.
Yeah, I will. I will. Friday the 13th, guys, Prescott, Arizona. It starts popping off when it gets dark. I'm telling you, the whole downtown district of Prescott is flooded with people. A lot of tourists. It's busy as hell. You get your free hot coke. All the kids are out, and pretty much every shop in
The
downtown-
entire downtown square is closed off, and so all the shops that would normally be closed are open with musical acts.
Hmm.
And
Ah.
it all started back way back in the 1800s with Acker was a bookstore and he was a big music promoter, and he kind of left all his money to the arts, and so that's kind of how this came about.
The money raised in Hacker Night, what there is like a tip bucket out front of every band, and people come and they tip the bands for their music as a thank you. And then in turn, us at the bands, we give that to the Hacker Foundation,
Nice.
which helps children
That's,
learn music and get their instruments and everything. You know,
Gives us a
That's
chance to
cool.
give back to the community, and we both also get to play acoustically, which is fun. And
It's a nice change up. It's cool. Our songs
yeah.
answer pretty well over acoustic.
I want to.
Yeah.
I want to go there, but now you just told me it was on a Friday, so now
It's-
I don't know.
it
if
is.
I
Yeah,
can,
it's
'cause
Friday, and then the next Saturday is the comp.
the battle. Of,
the challenge, right?
December
That big bowl.
21st. December 21st, the challenge, Battle of the Bands, featuring, we got Curfew from Tucson, got Rat Trap from Tucson, the Toques from Prescott Valley, and 1134 from Phoenix.
Yes.
So, yeah, everybody's from all over the place, all different kind of genre happening. And so, yeah, it's going to be awesome. And so, one last thing, social media, where can people find your band?
So we're on
if they want to
Facebook.
find you.
We are the Toques, TOUQES, just like the sign there. And you can find us there. You can also see a couple songs. We're kind of new with the media thing, and we haven't done a lot of that. We're starting that program now and keep updated, but get us there first, and you'll hear more.
Yeah, we'll expand our horizons as time goes on. The more popular we get.
Definitely Spotify and things like that. We should be coming soon.
You are on Spotify?
Coming soon.
Coming
Yeah.
soon. Okay. Right on. And I have a couple videos of you guys
Oh,
performing
we
live
love
at
the YouTube
the
videos. They're amazing.
Yeah,
Thank you, Stacy.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you for those amazing YouTube.
And you as well. Yeah, that's
Anybody that liked us and all that.
If you bring up the
Yeah.
Toques Live, we got some cool videos. Fuck yeah.
And that's all. That's you. You can spend
All these bands. That's how I got about. That's how I found about Curfew, Rat Trap, and all that. Thank you.
thank
And
you.
you know
Rock
what?
and
Hey,
Free Live.
the other bands, we can't wait to see you. We can't wait to play with you. It's going to be amazing. We'll all have fun. I think we're already all winners. So
Yes. I think so. Yes, so Rock and Free Live on YouTube will be where this interview will be posted. And any videos that I do like outside when I'm at the shows, I will post them up also. So I do plan to get some good video footage of you guys when you play next week.
Oh, thank you. Once
So
again, thank
I'll
you
try
so
to-
much for.
I'll try to focus more on getting up and doing it instead of having it just on the tripod, so I can get some good close up playing and stuff. Because I don't know if I did that.
Shout out, happy birthday to our frontman, lead singer,
Happy
Sparkles
birthday.
here, Shannon. His birthday's on Friday this week. His
Yeah,
birthday's on the day of
this
this
week,
podcast.
This was last week.
oh yeah.
Birthday's on the
So
day of this
you're-
interview. Happy
next-
birthday.
It was his birthday last week.
Oh, Friday.
We're a week apart. Just Sparkles guy and I.
Happy
Aw.
birthday.
Happy birthday to Nick and to
Thank you.
Shannon.
Thank you so much, Penny.
Right on, Penny.
You're welcome.